Hello. Um. Anyways, so I know this is has an awkward start and everything, but it's because I feel weird and shit like that. What have I been doing? I see unicorns. They shit rainbows, and I can smell the rainbows too. Or no, sorry, nah. Yeah. No, anyways, I'm not sure where this is going to take me. I want to do something where I just talk, and I don't know where it's going to take me. And then when I'm done, I'll tell it with some random shit I only talk about once. That is what I might do one day. But anyways, when I prepare for these things, I prepare it for it in the shower and other random places. One day I'm gonna bring somebody out. She's like hidden inside of me. I'm gonna bring her out one day. I've been planning this whole thing in my head for probably a week or so. And you were like, what the fuck are you talking about? You'll find out maybe one day, and you'll get to meet her, and it'll be awesome. Maybe. Or maybe it'll be creepy. Here I am, talking about random shit, and I haven't even started yet. So anyways, this is how this one's gonna go. This is gonna be about love. It's just plain old gonna be about love. And so I'm gonna start with talking about, not naming. I don't name people ever. At least I try not to. And if I do, it's completely on accident. So I'm gonna start with the first person I ever, when I first can remember conceptualizing the idea of um liking when I was in fourth grade. Cause I'm sure I may have had a crush like when I was really little and didn't know. Cause I didn't conceptualize things like that yet until I was in fourth grade. I mean, in kindergarten, there was this guy, and we told each other we were gonna marry. We went home to our moms and told our moms that we were gonna marry each other or something like that. So yeah, headache. Well, if we were to get married, we were fiancés, I guess. I don't know. In kindergarten, I don't know, but it doesn't hold. That doesn't. I don't know if that counts or not. But the first time I actually could say I actually liked somebody was in fourth grade, and I just remember the only thing I remember was he was cute, but he belched all the time in class. It was weird. He was that kid, and I don't know. It started something that it kept going on and on for the rest of my school days, basically. I was kind of mentioning it to one person, and then everybody in the whole school knew about it, and of course that person didn't like me like that, and or even at all, because I was a creepy kid or something like that, and or something, I don't know. And anyways, long story short, so I'll be like, I like so and so, and they said, oh, we probably won't tell nobody. Of course, at the end of the day, everybody knew because I was really stupid like that. I don't know why. But anyways, the point is, that's creepy. That was the first time I was ever creepy. In fifth grade, there was this guy who came to my church sometimes, and he was cute and everything. But once again, he didn't really like me like that. In fifth grade, it was still kind of iffy about this thing called liking boys. Like, I mean, the girls talked about boys all the time. I don't know, I wasn't there yet. Anyways, I didn't quite get it, but I thought he was cute and he was kind of nice, but that was about it. In sixth grade, it was funny. In sixth grade, when I was standing in the showers thinking about these something, and actually that didn't happen until seventh grade, but in sixth grade, the first week of sixth grade, there was this one guy, and I'm not sure how to explain it. And he started talking to me. We were in quote unquote tech ed class, but we had this old teacher that taught shop basically. Long story short, he was talking to me all the time in this class, and I'm not sure what was going on. I mean, you can maybe say he was probably my first boyfriend, but I don't know. The honest goodness truth, I really don't know. But we talk a little bit here and there, but that was it. And we were in sixth grade. I'm not sure how. I mean, this kind of lasted until like February or something like that. And I heard people saying, "Well, he doesn't consider you. He doesn't think of you as your girlfriend." You know, I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't really, you know what? At the end of it all, I didn't really care. So I don't even know if we even were anything in the first place. And so, like, my first boyfriend and my first breakup, it was funny because I didn't even know it was even anything in the first place. So I don't know. I mean, but anyways, that was funny. And there was this guy that started coming to our school that right around that time in February, and he was just as creepy as my quote unquote boyfriend. I was like, oh, I just realized this guy's creepy. I don't know what was. So anyway, I don't know. I kind of stayed away from it all, but this other guy, this other kid, kept like chasing after me and stuff. Like, does he like me? Do I like him? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I just like the attention, but I don't really like him. He was kind of weird, but I kind of feel bad looking back because he was actually we would have been really really good friends, and we could have had I just let it happen, but it didn't happen as well as it should have. But I mean, well, actually, I haven't talked to him in a while, and I wish I did, but I don't know what to say. And that's probably true about like 90% of my quote unquote friends on Facebook is I don't talk to them that much because I don't know what to say. But anyways, in seventh grade, there was this one guy, and see, in middle school, I didn't get the whole if a guy talks to you does not mean he likes you, okay? I didn't get that. And there was this guy that I liked a lot, and I thought he was funny and everything. And he was always like, I don't like you, okay? And I didn't get it because he was always talking to me anyways, and I didn't get it. That I really did not get that, and I don't know. And there's this other guy. He was pretty hot, okay? And he was actually kind of tall. He was actually older than most of us, because I think he repeated fourth grade because he had the flu. That's what I heard. That's what he said. But he was like this. And anyways, long story short, seventh grade was something. Was hell, okay? And I'm not sure in my last video if I talked about seventh grade or not. I mean, I kind of mentioned like shit and everything, but I mean, seventh grade was the worst. So, anyways, until that one point in like I think it was English class, like a bunch of random people were like, you know what, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. It's all right. And I don't know. I mean, like this one girl, she would talk to me some here and there. It was all right, you know. Yeah. Anyways, um, and then in eighth grade, I think I mentioned the thing in eighth. Well, the first part of eighth grade, there was this one guy that sat next to me in English class. I thought he was kind of cute, but it wasn't all that. But in 8th grade, later in 8th grade, there was this other guy, and I think I talked about him and how he basically didn't want anything to do with me. At least that's my idea. But everyone else was trying to tell me that he did. And I was confused as anything. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And, like, I wanted it to be like that, but it wasn't happening. Because I was the weird kid, or I was the creepy kid, or whatever it is that people talk about me and everything. And, anyways, I don't really know. But, anyways. And then that summer, I think the beginning of, like, one of the best love things that happened. But I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I can explain it, but anyways, there's this one guy. Because I was in this one camp, our group at this camp, where like there were like 4 boys, and the rest of us was like girls. And so he was like a year older than me. And oh yeah, if you're watching this and you figure out it's you, hi. Yeah, yeah, we still talk. I mean, not as regularly as we have here and there, but um, we still talk, and I know what he's doing. I don't know exactly what he's doing other than every day is a race, or is the race got rained out or something. I don't know anymore. I mean, I care a little bit, but I don't really care a whole lot. It was like, you're like, what? Anyway, we were back to where we first met. It was interesting because he was that guy. This is how stupid I am. Yeah, he was creepy to everyone else but me, basically. But, I mean, he was fun and everything. But apparently he chased after every other girl but me. But I was chasing after him. It was like that. And it was funny. But I was thinking, like, why? And I think that's the first time think. I mean, you'll ask me the question. If you ever ask me the question, I don't know. Have I ever been in love? And the thing is, I don't know. To be honest, I mean, I've been infatuated with, I've been in flings, I've been in relationships, and been with, and I've been thinking, I've thought so and so is cute, I've thought so and so is hot. I think a lot of things. I think I have crazy dreams about people. I think, well, if I wasn't, if for whatever reason I could sleep with that person, have a one night stand with that person, I think this shit like that too. But I don't know if I've ever been in love. But think, I don't know, I think I may have been heartbroken a few times. I mean, most of the times when I've had a crush on somebody, I was disappointed, but I never been like, I don't know, maybe I have, I don't know. That's weird. But this is the one time where I think I may have been a little bit more than just infatuated with. And it had a little bit to do with looks, but not a whole lot to do with looks. It had more to do with the personality. He was alright. He was I'm gonna be honest. He's by no means drop dead gorgeous, and he's by no means even remotely good looking. But he's okay looking, alright? And he can make himself look sexy if he just gives you the right kind of look. I don't know. And he can talk in a way that sounds sexy. And so when he talks sexy, he sounds sexy. So you kind of look sexy anyways. But anyway, we had this like a little fling, but not like a very mild fling. And like I wasn't sure 'Cause I didn't really, I seriously did not think he thought the same way for me as I did for him at the time. I mean, I thought I didn't really see that. I mean, I saw the first time I was actually, without even knowing it, I mean, I actually thought it, the friend zone thing. And I mean, yeah, the one time in middle school, the one guy I was telling you about, the guy that I didn't get what it meant when a guy wanted to talk to you all the time, but he didn't like you. Like, I didn't get that. But, um, that was my first friend zone, and I didn't get that at the time, but I get it now. And at least I thought that's what it was when I was at the summer camp and this one guy, but I don't know. I mean, he may have had somewhat remote feelings for me, and I think he did, but I think that's what I think. And if you're watching this and you find out it's you, and you're watching this, like, that's not true or not. Oh my god, my brain is going crazy because I'm like, what the hell am I talking about anyways? What do you mean? So, like, was it something like you're afraid that if we were to do, if we do, for one thing, we were not, probably, we thought at the time we'll never see each other again anyways. Because he lived in one place and I lived in another place and we would never see each other anyways. That's basically what I think he was probably thinking, and he didn't want things to go and then be extremely heartbroken or something like that. I don't know. Or something like that. I don't know. Or he liked me, but we were really good friends, and he didn't want us to, like, me to find out and we, like, get messed up everything or something like that. Like, no, 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 we're just friends. Really, really, we're just friends. And then and things could get messed over something. I don't know. Really, but to be honest, I don't think at the time you thought that far in advance. I don't even think that. I don't know. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter anyways. And then there's, let's see, and then ninth grade started. There's this one guy I was eye stalking, if that makes any sense. Like, I didn't really have the nerve to really talk to him, but there's this one guy who had gym class at the same time I did for a while. And, I know exactly who he is, and yes, I'm friends with him on Facebook. And he probably, if he does watch this, he'll probably never find out because it's completely remotely, like, this could be anybody, okay? Okay, basically, yeah, he was basically, he was this guy who was also a loner. I mean, I wasn't a loner anymore by the time I got to high school. I mean, there was this one girl who was fat like me and slow like me. And so we were both fat and slow together in gym class. And, I wonder what she's up to now because I'm not even friends with her on Facebook. I'm friends with this other girl that was also in my gym class on Facebook, and I talked to her recently, and that was a weird. She was like, "What the fuck are you two talking to me?" Well, look, you're on my Facebook, okay? I posted a status like a week before that saying, "Look, all these people are on my Facebook, and I don't even talk to you anymore." And that's like just true about a lot of people. I mean, that's what happens. I have over 300 friends on Facebook, and I don't know. I mean, I have a hard time keeping up with these people. How do you do it if you have like 600 friends? All right, my one friend, he has 600 friends, and there's people on there who have more than that, like 1,000 friends, and then there's like famous people who have even more friends than that. I don't know. How do you keep up with all that? Like, I don't know. And then there's this one guy I had a very brief crush on after that, but it was just like I said, eye stalking. There's this one guy in my English class, I was just completely ignored, but I think he was just chasing after me this whole time. but I'm not sure. I don't know. It was alright. Sixth grade. I mean, I'm ninth grade. Ninth grade. But to be honest, I don't remember a whole lot of anything serious going on in ninth grade. 10th grade. Alright, so this is my funny story about my first boyfriend. Actually, I met this guy at our first day. He was actually in ninth grade and I was in 10th grade. Met him in the cafeteria. Long story short, there's one crazy girl that I'll talk about in another video that I'll make later. Okay, so I was friends with this one girl and that I started becoming friends with at the beginning of ninth grade. And then in 10th grade, I met this guy. And long story short, her and this guy started dating. And you know the one crazy guy that I started kind of sort of like associating with in 6th grade? You know, that's not the guy that I'm not sure whether or not was ever my boyfriend, but the other guy, the one that was his friend, he was friends with us apparently, and and, and I was not gonna end up with anything other than I remember one time, me and this girl, this crazy girl that I'll tell you about later, and her at this time boyfriend will hold hands, and then she'll hold hands with this other guy, and then so her boyfriend will hold hands with me, and again let's all hold hands, and she's like, you know, and she's like, what's going on now? And I think he was mad because she was holding hands with him with the other guy, and I don't know. And there's a lot of other crazy drama that's going on. What else happened in 10th grade? There's this one guy. I didn't know, but he was apparently was. I didn't know until the end of the school year that he was just a foreign exchange student, and he was gonna go. He was from China. I didn't know, and I haven't heard from him since then. And there was this thing going on. Okay, I think he liked me, and I wasn't sure if I liked him or not. I mean, he was alright. I don't know. But like I was always I became this really shy girl who doesn't talk to guys easily. Unless they're guys that are just guys. Like at the time, like some guys I could talk to just fine, but other guys no, I can talk to guys but I just can't like tell them that I like them. That's my problem. That's the problem I've always had. And so and then I wait till the last minute and I gave him everything like all my contact me. You know, we should just be free. He wrote me this sweet little letter saying, going back to China, we're just should be just friends. I'm sorry, I don't remember. It was sweet and everything. But I don't know. I wish things did turn out. At least we had a friend. I wish we did and we didn't because I didn't like kind of like I don't know. Anyways, 10th grade. 11th grade. Okay, now we go back to the crazy bitch that I was friends with. I haven't. I don't know what happens after that. Well, I do, but we'll talk about that later. And I'm not friends with her anymore. She doesn't. She came back and forth between my school and some other school and some other creek, and probably being expelled or suspended or something like that. I don't know because she got in fights and shit like that. And she actually got in a fight with that one guy that I was kind of sort of friends with in middle school that I wish I was better friends with, but we weren't, and I regret that. I do, because we would have been even better friends than we. I want to go back and like try to be even better friends. I mean, we start talking like in college one time. It would have been great if we could hang out sometime. That'd be cool. I should ask him if we could hang out sometime. That'd be cool. Because I really have a lot of catching up to do with a lot of people, but he's one of the people I want to catch up with. And there's some other people, but that's a long story. Anyways, so this guy that apparently broke up with that crazy girl because she was crazy. She's a crazy bitch. Um, So like, hey, so like beginning of my 11th grade year, beginning of his 10th grade year, like, hey, how you been? I mean, actually, he called me one time. It's like probably that summer. Now that I remember, he called me. He's like, so and so wants to be your friend again. I'm like, no, I don't want to. She's one of there's people that you just want to put in your past. Like, no, I don't want to. Okay, goodbye. I'm like, will you be my friend? I'm like, okay, sure, why not? Like, hey, how things going? And we start talking and stuff. Once 11th grade started, and um, and this year my one friend that I practically grew up with. Good thing. Let's just say it's a good thing that there's a cutoff. You can't see me do this because the camera doesn't work that way. I'm glad. Um. Anyways, long story short, my one friend that I grew up with, who's actually a few years younger than me, started ninth grade that year, and all her friends started going there, and I was in 11th grade, so I was just hanging out with them, and they were all be like, "Is this your boyfriend? You guys should go together." And they were trying to set us up this whole time for months now. And finally, actually, a school dance was supposed to happen, but they moved the school dance to a later date. I basically asked them to the school dance. Before all this happened, hey, so series of events, of happenings. We would talk, and eventually he just put his arm around me, like, all the time. And, because he would put his arm around me, like, every friggin' day. And, I don't know, I was just like, okay, whatever, I don't care. I just went along with it. And, eventually, I was like, you know what? We should date. But I asked him to this dance. He's like, well, I don't have a date. I'm like, we can go. You can be my date. We were gonna go to homecoming, but long story short, couldn't get tickets for homecoming because things were really shitty. Well, let's just put it that way. It would have been interesting had we gone to our homecoming, but together, but we didn't. We probably would start dating then, but we didn't. So anyway, so I started dating this guy in November of '05. Yeah, '05. I was 16, and he wasn't even 15 yet. I was gonna be 16 in like 2 months, and he was just 15. So we're almost 2 years apart. And we lasted about a year, I guess. And see, the thing is with me, I discovered this about myself. And to be honest, serious, drop dead serious boyfriends. I only had two. And I was gonna tell you about like personal things about boyfriends, but that's actually kind of personal and kind of gross. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go there. But like I'm not gonna answer how many guys are. No, I'm not gonna go there. I mean, there's one really freaking obvious thing, and that's the fact that I'm a 5-year-old. And there was only one guy I was with 5 years ago. We haven't gotten to that part yet, so we'll get there later. I'll try very hard explaining that without getting creepy. But anyways, so I mean, so my first boyfriend, like I said, we lasted about a year, and um, so anyways, the problem I have is staying with a guy too long, as I discovered later in life that it was even worse than I thought. I thought that was bad. It got even worse, but we'll go into that a little bit later. Because the thing is, there was this one point. I don't remember exactly. It was probably the summer. after my junior year and before my senior year. It was probably that year. Things just, I don't know. To be completely honest, I do not know if I was ever in love with this guy in the first place. Maybe I did and I really seriously hit it. Or I didn't, but I went with it because I wanted to try this whole having a serious relationship thing out. Or something. I don't know. To be completely honest, I really do not know what I thought of this guy. But, I mean, he was alright. And there were days when he was, like, really sweet and everything. And there were other days where it was, like, annoying. And, like, really, this is annoying. But there was a point where I kinda wanted to be saying I kinda couldn't figure out whether or not I wanted to break up with him or not. And not this bad habit of thinking of I want to break up with somebody 1 minute and then the next minute they're real sweet and everything. I was like, I can't break up with this guy. He's real sweet. And it's really confusing. I almost broke up with him like right on Valentine's Day of '07. And I didn't because it was Valentine's Day. And we were doing things on Valentine's Day. It was actually a snow day. And I was like, well, I kind of don't think I really am in love with you anymore. But it's really sweet because it's snowing. And he gave me really. What did he give me? I don't even remember what he gave. I remember what I gave him. It was a box of. It was a heart-shaped box and had NASCARs in it. Like, what's with me and NASCAR guys? I don't know. But I thought, oh, this is cool and everything. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, Mr. NASCAR guy, not my first real boyfriend, but the other NASCAR guy, the guy I met at summer camp. Mr. NASCAR guy at summer camp, I wish I gave you the heart-shaped box with the NASCARs in it. Because I know you would have loved it. But no, I couldn't because things went down and I couldn't. I just now remember I have to do something in a few minutes, like a chore. I did half first half of the chore I had to do today, and the other half I have to do later. I won't talk about it because I don't want to. Partly because I don't want to, and partly because I don't know, whatever, I don't care. Anyways, but yeah, I wish I gave you that box as a token of our friendship, not because, or maybe I don't know, but I can't. Maybe one day I'll ask you for your address, and just for the shits and giggles, I would send it to you if I could ever find one again. I think I got it from like the dollar store or something. But anyways, I would definitely send it to you. And just for shits and giggles. I would send it to you on Valentine's Day. And I'm like, hi, it's me. One of your creepy stalker girls. Or no, it's me. And this is literally because I wish I could have given this to you, but I couldn't. Instead, I gave it to this one guy that I dated in high school. Well, not this, of course, but one like this. But here you go. I know you never get anything on Valentine's Day, or maybe you do, and I don't know about it. I don't know. I don't really give a shit. Um, but do you even have a girlfriend today? I mean, in Valentine's Day 2014, and is she gonna think anything of me? Because if she is, don't tell her about this. Just kind of hide it, like under your bed or something. But chances are you probably won't. Well, I mean, if you do, it's cool. And wow. anyways, so after I broke up with my first boyfriend, there was this one guy. It was like I was kind of in between the. I'm not sure whether or not I want to break up with this guy, but I think I'm starting to think I'm going to. But I'm gonna break up with him, okay? And it's gonna sound really sad and dorky, and it's something that I probably should have done in middle school, not senior year of high school, but I did anyway. And it comes to turn out, people do this like regularly, only a more 2013 appropriate way. Actually, it wasn't even 2013, more like 2008 when they started doing this kind of shit. Okay, so I sent him a little letter and I folded it all up and it's like, hey, I'm breaking up with you. And people are like, whoa, that was shitty. But you know what? It's no different than sending a text, okay? I mean, it's literally no different. You send text to somebody and you don't have to see them ever again. Well, it's just like that. And I do feel bad. So if you do watch this, you find out it's you, and you watch this, I'm sorry. That was really immature of me for doing that, and I wish I didn't do it like that. I had thought in my head how I was gonna break up with you in every way. And people might think, well, the reason why I broke up with you because it's one guy, and then they probably left because it didn't work out. You know what? I don't really give a shit about that. No, I was gonna break up with you like 6 months before, okay? And I didn't because you were so sweet. And like 1 minute, like I was like, I'm gonna break up with you because all you're doing is playing World of Warcraft, and I'm sitting on your bed playing with your dogs. And next minute, turn around and be like, she sent me a teddy bear. See, this is funny. So our senior year, we were gonna go to homecoming. Homecoming. This year, homecoming, this senior year homecoming was going to be me and him actually going together. We both got our tickets. Shit didn't happen that year. What did happen? He was a stupid little something, and lost his ticket, so he couldn't go. So I went alone. Okay, I come to his house. Like, well, my ticket was right here, but like pointing to his computer desk, but it's not here anymore. And he looked and shit like that. Like, fuck, he can't go. I mean, we showed up. We tried to like, you know what? We wrote down your name and everything. Can we let us? No, you can't. Okay, you can't get in. So I was like, okay, and I cried a little bit, but anyways, I was mad as shit. So my one friend, okay, I'm not gonna put all this shit up there. I mean, she wants to talk about her shit, she can, but not for me to talk about. Other than the fact that, well, shit went down with her was much more interesting with me. I was just standing there watching it all. And I was kind of secretly hoping that I could just, you know what, fuck this little dude. I'm gonna dance with someone else today or something. I wish I did, but I didn't. I didn't know who I was dancing with anyways. But anyways, and then he brought me a teddy bear the next week, and I'm sorry, and it was all sweet and everything. And then for Christmas, he got me another teddy bear, Christmas themed teddy bear, a Build-A-Bear. Okay, Build-A-Bear. Both of them were Build-A-Bears and everything. So yeah, he's sweet, but on the other hand, he's really annoying and kind of, yeah. But whatever, we're teenagers, okay? Teenager love. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If you're like 15 years old, if you're like 12, I'm sorry, it's probably not gonna last. But if he does, good for you. But like, no, seriously, most time teenage relationships don't last. It could last for a few years, but at the end, you're gonna realize how stupid you were and break up or something. I don't know. So, anyways, after I broke up with him, there was this one guy. It was kind of weird because I swear he liked me, okay? But he was too scared. And I liked him, but I was too scared. It was weird. We were still, like, I just got over a serious relationship and I went back to feeling like I was 12. Cause, those guys just scare me. I'm just, like, afraid or something. I don't know what I'm afraid of. I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. I can't do relationships. I'm sorry. I just don't. But anyways, finally, at some point in time, just before the senior year is over, he ends up dating this other girl. And I'm like, oh, I see. I actually kind of sort of asked him, like, I used Facebook, and I asked him to prom, but he declined. I didn't even get that. He's like, no, I'm gonna go stag, which means he wanted to go. He'd rather go alone than with me. I'm like, oh. I didn't quite get what he was thinking at the time, to be honest. Like, we could have been to something for, even just for a few weeks, try something out. But it didn't work out that way. I don't know. Anyways, okay, now I kind of go into something that's gonna sound really creepy, but it did happen, and I'm gonna talk about it because it's something that um I am kind of embarrassed about. I was actually thinking about something else for a minute there because I got something to do and I have to get it done by a certain time, or else I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't care. I don't give a shit right now. And anyways, I graduate from high school, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change my MySpace. MySpace is still, this is 2007, okay? MySpace and Facebook, we were kind of competing with each other at this time, okay? So we were still using MySpace because only half the people had Facebook. Only half of my friends had Facebook, and another half of my friends. I'm sorry about that. That's completely unavoidable. But anyways, as part of, I gotta pinch my nose so I don't sneeze again. That's like, um. So, anyways, I decided, I'm 18 years old. I'm kind of old enough to open up my MySpace basically because you used to have this little private things. I opened up my MySpace. That was a big mistake, okay? So, don't know what order things happened. Things happened, and Dazzle messaged me. This one guy said I forget what he said it was. He said he was like 21 or something like that. But turns out he was really 35. And that guy was the creepiest of all the guys. He was really creepy. And I don't know what I was doing. I was just kind of like going along with it for a while. I was like, no, what? This is creepy. He was showing pictures of his dick and everything. It was creepy. I was like, no. And this other guy, he was actually pretty cool. He was also 21. And he was actually pretty cool. And I don't know what happened, but we were gonna meet up, but then we didn't because he was like, you know what? No, I want a real girlfriend, not some fling. Because at this point in time, I was like, I don't want anything serious right now because I was gonna go to college. We all know how that happened. Ended up, but and I wanted to just like, because I thought I was gonna go away and meet somebody there, and we'll get into that story a little bit later. But anyways. So, this guy, and he turned out being creepy at the end. I don't want to talk a whole bunch about that. He seems cool at first, and then he turned out to be creepy. And this other guy, he was too creepy. But he was like, I don't know. I don't know why things went down the way he did. But we were gonna meet too, but he kept telling me he broke his teeth. How many times in a week can you break your own teeth? Okay? I think this guy was up to something. I don't know what. So anyways, I don't remember how long that lasted. We were literally like in a relationship, but we never even met before, and it was like really creepy. And one time we were video chatting. I don't know, well, half of me wants to go into this, and the other half of me doesn't want to, because I didn't get into personal stuff like that with anything else that happened, but yeah, no, I'll stop there. Yeah, we were video chatting, and it was just in it right in that section there. And then I met this other, and I was like talking, and then I quote unquote met this other guy on the internet. And he was actually going to the university that I was going to go to that fall. And apparently he remembered me from a summer camp, another summer camp that I went to once. Okay, it was Camp Joy, alright? So you literally stay in actual tents instead of like some building and call it camping. This is actually a literal tent. But that's like besides the point. You go and you fix old people's houses. And I was like 13. He probably was like 16 at the time. And he actually remembered me. And I didn't remember him at all, okay? But apparently he remembered me. And, I mean, all the other people that were there that weren't, like, you go with your church. And you see a whole bunch of other random people that are there. And you only see them, a f- like, in the evenings. And probably even in like in the mornings because you all camping together. It's like the upper camp and the lower camp, and there's actually a dance there too. Like the older teenagers probably were like had crushes on each other, and they probably danced together to dance. And of course, we were younger, and there was this one guy, my one friend, and this other girl would chase after, and they were like he liked my one. See, I was always this one girl. My one friend. She was apparently every guy was chasing after her. Apparently, at least that's what she made it sound like. And I always had this bad luck of no guys ever chasing after me. And so even when the really creepy guys are chasing after me, I kind of like it a little bit because, like, at least I'm getting attention. It's that bad. It's always been that bad. And then this other girl liked him, but he was like, no, she's too fat. I like this other girl better. I don't know, but he was actually creeping out my one friend. This is weird. And there was this one kid. He was like 8 years old, and he was just adorable little kid. But anyways, I'm going off topic a little bit. Anyways, alright, which way do I have to move this so you can actually see my face? And I'm not like there we go. Yeah, that's my clothes that you can see behind it. No, just I hate these things. Clothes. Anyways, um, so anyways, this one guy remembered me from that time, and I was like, yeah, we're going. He added me on Facebook. Yeah, we're going to go to Shepherd. I mean, no, he was already going. He already has been there for at least a year, and I was gonna go there. I was like, yeah, we're gonna meet, I guess. Anyways, he was this nice, came off as this nice guy who doesn't want sex because he's waiting till he's Catholic and he's waiting till he gets married. And I was like, oh. And so yeah, I think I madly fell madly in love with him. Actually, that's the one time I can actually tell you for sure I fell madly in love with him because um he actually broke my heart. Okay, I mean, cause we made up. So I started going to Shepherd, that one place. Um, do you guys even know where I went to college? Not there, but like where I You guys know where I went to school, didn't you? Okay, so I went to Shepherd University. So yeah, he's gonna figure it out that it's him too if he ever watches this. Man, I say that like people actually watch this shit and like no one ever does. Like there's one like back in the day people actually watched my shitty videos and now they don't anymore. I'm actually halfway thinking about become like a partner. I guess that's what it is. I'm kind of halfway thinking about it. I actually clicked on the link and I was like, wait, this is the actual thing. We actually click on a bunch of checks saying you agree to this, and then you send in your videos and you get paid for it or something. I don't know how it all works. I'm actually kind of halfway thinking about doing that. Not yet though. I'm not ready for that because I want to make sure that if I'm, I guess, selling my videos are actually good, not shitty ones where I just talk. But the only thing is, people are actually gonna watch it. Okay, I'm only gonna do it if I know people are actually gonna watch it. Because if no one's watching it, then what's the point? I mean, you're not gonna make any money. if no one watches it. But anyways, if you watch this and you figure out that it's you, I kind of say hi. And anyways, everyone that I talk about, and you figure out that it's you to everyone so far up until this point, if I have been talking about you, I'll let you know. Unless you were someone that like if you're one of those people that are mean, like for example that one girl who that uh okay, I don't even know if I talked about you specifically or not, but okay, this is what I'm gonna say to you. And this is going off topic, isn't it? I actually shout out to you at the end, okay? I'll shout out to a lot of random people at the end that I haven't already. So anyways, if the guy that I went to Shepherd with for like a semester that yeah, you did break my heart. It was weird. And you were like, I don't know what you're gonna think. I don't really care. Because it doesn't matter. That was a really, really long time ago. But anyways, anyways, so we basically had like a fling. Okay, this is the fling. So like we actually watched some. It was like just before classes actually started. There's a few days where class didn't even start yet, and we're doing a bunch of crazy shit. And one of the things was this hypnotist. And I was just watching. I didn't do it, but at the end of it, I was watching this hypnotist. He was like, "Oh, I'll walk you back to your dorm." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "You know what? I'll hold your hand." Okay. And he was like, you want to kiss?" I was like, "Okay." And so we kissed. And it was like, I thought it was like the sweetest little thing ever. And we kissed a few other times after that. I don't remember. And then one day he was like, "You know what? You're going to want to meet other guys." And so we shouldn't like take anything more serious than this. So we're not gonna kiss anymore because you're gonna want to meet other guys. I don't really want a serious relationship right now. I don't even know who he was going with this, but long story short, our fling ended because he wanted me to meet other guys. Well, I'm gonna tell you the other guy that I met happened after this. And I'm not sure how to explain this without, because I've been trying to very hard to leave out really personal stuff, really personal, gross stuff. Because I'm gonna be honest, 90% of what was going on was like that. It was that gross. It was not gross. Well, it was kind of gross. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't gross. It was just you don't really give a shit, do you? You don't want to hear about it. But I mean, okay, so there's this one guy. And I was 18 years old, and I was naive and just going with the flow. Long story short, okay, so we met at one night, the last night before classes actually started, and I'm making it sound like that. I was there a whole week before classes even started. I was there for like 4 days, and actually, that fling was probably still going on a little tiny bit at this point. But I met this guy, and it changed my life forever. I had one of those, um, get to know everybody. It was the first time you're allowed in other people's dorms. Because up until this point, you weren't allowed to only have guests over. I mean, you could probably go in the main room of the dorm, but you weren't allowed, like, in the room or something like that. I don't care. So, it was one of those get to know everybody. We had two freshman dorms. The one I was in was supposed to have a party in it, and nobody showed up. Everyone was going to the strip club. Like, you have a whole long ass time to go to strip clubs. and you chose tonight to go to the strip club and not go to a party. And they probably thought it was probably going to be a lame party. And they're probably right. But the party never happened because nobody showed up. I sat in his room all by myself for like a few minutes. I was like, there's no party here. So on the other dorm across the quote unquote street, there was a I guess you could say quote unquote mixed drinks, but not real mixed drinks because we were all underage. And so they were going to like make mixed drinks for underage people. That would just be wrong. If you want drinks like that, you have to go find your shit on your own. So there was a bunch of random people just sitting out and just talking and everything. And I've always been the quiet girl. You know, figured that out by now. And this one guy just like, so hi, my name is so and so. Let's talk. And I remember seeing him kind of around and everything. Oh my gosh. It was weird talking about this because this is literally the guy that changed my life forever. And and of course at the time of course you can't see into the future. I don't have a crystal ball. Yeah, you're going to basically have a baby with this guy. He looks really creepy, but don't worry. He's not that bad. And then it turns out it was that bad, but we'll go into that later. So we start talking and stuff. And so yeah, he literally had long hair and a beard, and he still does, and that'll never change. But I wasn't that attracted to him. But we're talking, and after that, not a whole lot happened after that. That day, I mean, I went back to my room and everything. Classes started, and then I just remember. I'm trying to remember how things happened exactly. One day, we were having breakfast, and I was like, so you're up early or something like that. I don't remember. And he was like, yeah, no, actually. And I was like, let me guess, you were up all night or something like that. Like, how did you know? We don't even know each other, and you already finishing our sentences or something like that. And then the next night, we were in the cafeteria, and I was like, hey, it's you again. And we're eating and we're talking. And we're literally there until the place closed at like 7. And just talking. And I don't, yeah, that was a Friday night. And I went back to my room that night. I just remember going over to his room. The next day we go and I didn't get back to my room that night. I just remember somewhere in between in this period of time, I just remember I just remember taking a walk with him one time. I was late at night, and I forget where we were going. We were going somewhere, and we wanted ice cream, and but, you know that place is always closed. I don't know what he was talking about. It was always closed. And just before I found out that he was actually a night owl, and he never like, you know, this sounds really creepy, but he was like never out like in the daytime. He was always like in his room. I mean, up until a certain point, he was always going to quiet. Okay, we're not getting into that part. Was I like talking like there's someone over here this whole time? And then I start turning, and it was like really creepy. Cause that's really creepy that I did that. And I didn't realize how long this was getting to be. I don't care. I don't care if you think that an hour is too long. I don't give a shit. You can pause it and go back and watch. And what do you guys watch these days? I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what I watch, but I won't. I'll tell you what I watch. I discovered somebody on YouTube recently, and it's like a whole new world has just opened up. And I'm like, damn, I missed this. And I'll tell you about that another time, I think, or maybe later. I don't know. Anyways, um, all the shit I have to do at the end, and this is already getting too long. So, anyways, um, we go for a walk, and he's creeping out because he thinks that someone is stalking us. And, okay, long story short, I up in his room, and I didn't go back to my room until the next day, and my roommate was all worried about me. And my one friend called me and said, "What's going on?" The morning of. And I was talking to my friend, and I was like, "Yeah, this one guy. I was in his room, and oh man, and a whole bunch of other, yeah." Long story short, he was my boyfriend for about a really long freaking time. And like I've been saying this whole time, he's the guy that changed my life forever. And what can be, what has been seen can't be unseen, because I'm thinking about how innocent everything was up until this point, and now I'm thinking about, oh my gosh, knowing who he is now and everything, like, oh my gosh. Alright, so moral of the story, first off, don't go to a guy's room if you're a girl, or if you're a lesbian and go to a girl's room, and or if you're a guy, don't go to a girl's room. Or if you're a guy and you're gay, don't go to a guy's room. And like within like the first week of knowing that person, okay? Um, unless you're like that. Like if you're that person who just sleeps with people, just to sleep with people and move on, and you're cool with that. If that's your life, I don't judge. I don't give a shit. But if you want, but just be careful. Like, but if you're not that kind of a person, for example, it, shit can happen. Let's just say that. Get to know people before you actually like take things seriously with people, because you'll find out how creepy they are later on. But anyways, meantime, this basically leads us all up to why things are the way they are now, and why, um, basically why I have a 5-year-old kid. Because, no, not the one night I was telling you about, but one time, I can only give you a rough estimate, roughly sometime in late September. And the other thing I'm going to tell you guys, I'm sure millions of people tell you this all the time, every day, use protection, you know, make sure the girl's on, birth control, use a condom, um, do whatever you do, um, unless, of course, you are serious. And I mean by serious, I mean, it could mean you're married, but it could also mean, you're, you don't have to get married. In my world, you don't have to get married. As long as you're serious, you have your shit together, basically. Basically, you have a house or apartment with space, and, you have money, and you have a real job. And if a real job is working at Target, that's cool, as long as you can support yourself and half the kid, and your significant other can support him or herself and the other half of the kid or kids or whatnot. And as long as things are good. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm cool with everything, the way everything is, but it could be better. And I'm trying to do the best I can to make things better. And I have a dream of whatever that things not gonna turn out to be better. I mean, I have a degree, and my degree is in family studies. And in case you don't know, um, It is kind of complicated. I don't expect a whole lot of money from that. And now I'm thinking about maybe one day I will actually sell my videos or whatever it is you want to call it. I mean, I don't care. Um, uh, but anyways, I don't know if it's gonna end up with anything really. Um, so anyways, alright, I'm gonna make a nice, sweet conclusion, so I don't like cut off. Stop this here, and I'm gonna make another video about all the other random shit I'm gonna talk about, and just gonna call it. Well, I won't call it random shit. I'm gonna call it. I don't know what I'm gonna call it right now, but I'll think of it later. So anyway, so the last boyfriend that I had. So long story short, we're talking about getting married and shit like that. A whole bunch of random shit happens, and I don't see him anymore. And there's a lot of other random shit that's going on. I don't feel like talking about it on YouTube in front of everybody. And everybody, I mean, I have like how many subscribers do I have? I don't remember. Probably like 18 or 19 subscribers. And hardly any of them ever watch my shit anyways. They probably subscribed to me a long ass time ago and forgot. I probably don't do what they want me to do anymore. I don't even know what that is. I ain't even doing anything good in the bed. I never did anything really good. I mean, everything I ever do is shitty. I want to fix that one day. And when I do, maybe I will become famous. Even if it's just YouTube famous. But, anyways, long story short, so, anyways, I want to keep going with, like, a few more loves. And I do, and I will. But I haven't had a serious boyfriend since 2011, okay? And, I mean, I haven't, like, been on what I think is a date since March of 2011. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail about anything like that. But, after that, I realized, oh my gosh, I missed out on a lot. Because I was all wrapped up in, I'm gonna marry the guy that basically knocks me up. Just put it that way. And, because I was all wrapped up in this whole lava land, and I don't even know why anymore. And, I mean, I wanted to, I think what it was is I wanted to prove everybody he wasn't who everyone else was saying he was. And that was messed up because he is what everyone else was saying he was, probably worse. And, so the moral of that story is, well, I have a lot of morals. Basically, first off, get to know somebody before you make any serious commitments with anybody. Um, Wrap it up and take the pill and stuff like that. Don't even have sex, okay? Don't even have sex until you actually are okay with having a kid because shit can happen and it don't work. Um, I'm not gonna, I mean, I was on the patch, okay? So, but I'm not going to get into detail of what probably happened because that's kind of personal. But, and I mean, don't ever listen to, I mean, pretty much every bullshit the guys tell girls and they warned me about that I thought I was listening to, I didn't listen to. And I'm gonna be honest with you. With my first boyfriend, he was sweet here and there. I can't think of anything in particular where there's one guy was ever sweet because I can't. I mean, he was protective. He was like, because I remember one time some guy was calling me slut. And apparently that guy was watching my YouTube video because he made a reference to a YouTube video. He actually knew who I was. I don't know, was it through, I don't even know who this guy was. I mean, I think I know who this guy probably was, but I don't know for sure. And of course, this guy, this quote unquote boyfriend that I had for a really freaking long time, um, so you don't dare call my girlfriend a slut and shit like that. And I don't remember what else he said, but I mean, I don't get. I mean, I get that. Okay, cool. You protect your girlfriend, but what I was gonna say that I don't get is, um, how did this guy knew it was me? But he probably figured it out. That was before YouTube, like, started having everybody make them have your real name for your YouTube page. I mean, you didn't have to, and that was probably a mistake that I did that because I hate when phone rings in the middle of me making those wonderful long ass video. Alright, I'll be right back, guys, okay? Because this must be a